Hello and welcome back to the Stitch with Love podcast. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Shannon, and if you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. I am a knitter and a crocheter coming to you from Palmerston North, New Zealand. I live with my husband John and our cat Ash. And yeah, I didn't do a podcast last week because, to be perfectly honest, it would have been a very boring one. I had pretty much nothing to share, which is fine. But I just thought, I thought it would be better if I waited a week and had more to show than just like a 5-minute video of the one project I'd been working on. So, yeah, that is why I wasn't here last week. But that's okay. I think this week is going to be a bit long because there's a lot to share, which is always a good thing. Some weeks we have not so much, and other weeks we have a lot. So we'll get started on finished objects because I do actually have two. The first one, the knit along ended a couple weeks ago now. I think about a week or two ago now. So I'm not going to do a spoiler alert. This is a Western shawl. Obviously, if you want to skip ahead, you can, but like Stephen West has already posted all his photos and everyone else is posting their photos, so I don't really feel like a spoiler is needed at this point. I've just got to cut the ends because this has just come off the blocking mat this morning. Can't do it the right way. It's huge. Go from one end to the other. This is my twists and turns, which was the mystery knit along for this year. It's really, really wide. I did the early bind off because I admit I didn't like the extra pointies at the end. I just wasn't feeling it, to be perfectly honest. And then also to make it more uniform, these end loops, instead of just sewing it to the accent colour, I also sewed it to the contrast as well, just so that it has more of a smooth edge on the bottom. Just my personal preference. Other than that, I followed it to pattern. All of this yarn is Mama Wooling plush fingering, which is, I think it's 85% merino and 15% nylon, but I can't remember exactly. My main colour is Comfort. My contrast colour is Sugar. And for some reason, I cannot remember what my accent colour is. I think it's something autumn related, but I can't remember. So I'm just noticing there's a needle on the floor and I don't know where it came from. Oh, I do know where it came from. Sorry, I got distracted. I do know where that came from. It needs to go back in its project bag. Must have fallen out, but yes. So this is my finished shawl. I admit it's so big I have no idea how to wear it because it's really long this way and kind of shallow, so I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this shape. Something new. Oh, this looks a mess, doesn't it, the way I've put it on. My gosh. Yeah, because this bit's upside down, that's why. And it's off-centered, but that's okay. It's alright. So yeah, it's kind of hard to see. I'll try and stand up, but yeah. That is my MCAL. I did not finish quote unquote on time. I finished 2 weeks later, but that is completely fine. 2 weeks or a week later, I can't remember. 2 weeks later? I don't know. For some reason, like this, I think it was this side, didn't take me that long. And then this side seems to take me ages and I don't know why. I don't know. I don't think I was knitting as much because I was really tired and my health wasn't doing too good. So I think that's why. Hello, Ash. The cat has come to say hello. So that's the first finished object. My second one, I hope she's not going to sleep on it, is, what are you doing? That's got yarn in there. Out. Sit on the paper. Is my kiddo, if I can remember which is the front and which is the back. That's the back. It is finished. I might try put it on. It's a bit warm to be wearing a full length jumper, but it won't be on for long. Oh. This is a brioche sweater. I think it's stretched a bit since I blocked it, but that's alright. It's just going to be comfy, cozy. It is oversized, but like oversized quite a bit. I probably could have gone down a size, but yeah, that's alright. It is really comfy though. The yarn is Mama Wooling again. It's not quite sitting right. I think I've just knitted the wrong size. Could have sworn I chose the right size. Oh well, it'll be a cozy, especially uni kind of throw on, I think. Kind of looks like it's got a bat wing because my armpit is here. And this is, so I think this should be up here. Maybe it's just stretched. I swatched. It's just grown. Maybe this is the wrong size. I don't know. It's comfy. It's comfy, but I think, and it fit before I blocked it, so it must have just grown in blocking. Oh well. Also, I've just noticed. Oh no, I didn't say. I've woven my ends not very well on this sleeve, but yeah. Who's looking at my sleeves? Anyway, at the cuffs of the sleeves as well. I think I forgot to do something on this one too. I did. Yeah. Oh well. I think I was trying to quickly get this finished and I forgot to kind of take the yarn end through the top here to not have that little V, but oh well. So anyway, the yarn is Mama Wooling yarn plush fingering again. The main colour, which is this one here, is Secret Garden, and I'll flip this because it's easier to see. This kind of beigey colour is Central. I'm going to take this off now because it's so hot. It's like 20, low 20s today, Celsius. So I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I have no idea, I admit. But it's warming up here anyway. Makes sense because it's summer next month. Less than 3 weeks. But yes. I cannot remember who it's by. For some reason, I always forget that. Stephen West will always forget one of the yarn colour names, and this one I forget the designer. That's what Ravelry's for. Anyway, so I finished 2 projects in the last 2 weeks, which is very exciting. And now we're going to get on to works in progress, which we have a new works in progress. New works in progress, if there's only one, makes no sense. New work in progress. Start with this one because it's right here. Sorry, Ash. This is the Anchors sweater by Petite Knit. I'm knitting this for my nephew. Oh. Extra long tail that was accidental, but meh. I'd rather have a long tail than one that's too short. So I've separated now for the body and the sleeves, and I'm now on Body Island. I don't know how long I have to go. Probably a decent amount still. I haven't measured it yet. Need to get my fringe cut. This yarn is by Hobby. It is the, let's see if I can tag. I'm not the most organised today. Hobby Horizon. 100% acrylic, premium acrylic. Colour 04. it's 200 grams per cake. So I've got another cake for this one as well. I didn't buy this yarn with the intention of making this. I'm just trying to go through my stash. So yeah, this is for one of my nephews. Hopefully he enjoys it. I know his mum will because she loves colours, but I'm sure he will too. So yeah, this is the Anchors by Petite Knit. I'm using the recommended needle size 4mm needles. And then my Progress Keeper and Stitch Marker are both from Mama Willing. And that came with the MCAL kit actually. So yeah, this is currently living in this bag by Little Black Hen, I believe. Where's the taggy thing? Oh, there we go. Yeah, Little Black Hen. So yeah, I want to work on this more because I want to get this finished and get on to doing the next 3 anchor sweaters because I have 4 nephews on that side of the family. In that side of the family. On? I don't know which is the correct way to say it. Don't think it matters. Anyway. There's that. I'm not going to bother putting it back in the bag because once I finish here I'm going to knit on it. So we'll go here. And this, oh, my yarn ran away. This basket I picked up from Hello Banana, which is a $2 shop here in town. And this is the Adventuresome Ramp by Amber O'Brien. So I've got so far 2 repeats. Hopefully my neighbours can't hear me, that's awkward. Got my door wide open because it's hot. They look like the same colour at the moment, but they're actually not. I don't know if you can tell there's a slight difference there. This is the Winter Solstice Advent Calendar from Yarn Therapy, which I had in May and June of this year. So I'll take this out and I'll show you all the colours that are in here. I think I showed a little bit. It's hard to see without them rolling out. So there's lots of different colours in there. I'll move the big one out of the way. There's like some oranges and pinks and the greens want to be at the centre of attention. So yes, I'm really enjoying this. It's a really fun knit. I am enjoying it, but it might take a bit of a back burner a bit. Am I making any sense? I don't think so. It might go a little bit on the back burner because I want to get the anchors finished. So I don't know how much I'll get to work on that, but we'll see. And then I have a new cast on because I don't have enough, apparently. This project bag is by Mama Willing. I got it in my cast on calendar last year. More Mama Willing yarn. This is Plush Fingering, again, my favourite base of hers. And it is Dappled Mare is the colourway. Ooh, I don't know if you can see that. Hope it's focused. And I've got the very beginning part of a short sleeve sweater. Looks tiny, but it is bigger. It's ribbing. This is the Marinade by Christine. I can't remember her last name, but yeah, it's a short sleeved 3x1 rib sweater, which I've had my eye on for a while, so I'm very excited to knit that. And I'm using the recommended needle size because, well, okay, I'm having a few issues at the moment with things like my memory, my speech, being able to say things that actually make sense, as you probably noticed already in this podcast, and also reading. think this is also just a lesson to read your pattern properly. I swatched in the wrong size. I swatched in the smaller size and I was meant to swatch in the larger size. And I don't know why I thought I had to swatch in the smaller size. That makes no sense. But I did. And I was like, oh, I'm way off. I need to go up. I never have to go up. And then I had to look at the pattern and I was like, no, you're right. You're swatching the wrong needle size. So probably I should have swatched again. Don't do what I do. I should have swatched again, but I took it as because I had 25 stitches to 10 centimeters instead of 22 on the smaller size, that I was going to be safe going up to a 4 mil and having ratio. That's work lingo. And being relatively on gauge. I could be completely wrong there though. Don't do what I do. You should re-swatch if you do that. Or maybe just read your pattern properly and swatch in the right size. It'd save you all of that. And the last one I have to share is a sock, which has not had much on it, but it now has a cuff and a tiny little bit of the leg because it's a shorty and the heel turn, and I'm working on the gusset. Not much, but more than there was. I had half a cuff before when you last saw this. So, stitch markers from Mama Willing as well. Needles are 2.25 chow. I feel like I'm gonna have to write myself a script and like stick it somewhere so that I actually make sense. I am good. I will explain what's going on later. I am good, and I am in the process of talking to someone about it, so don't worry. But I will get into that in the live stuff. Anyway, 2.25 millimeter ChiaoGoo needles, and the yarn is Dye Studio 54 on her sock base. I picked this up from Fiberfest, Capital Fiberfest this year. My cake's gone all funny, it's like and this bag is by Knitbits, which I got last year. Ash is like, I don't know if you can see this without me actually distorting my camera, but she's like curled up underneath all my stuff. She's very happy though. My big squish ball. Anyway, now I'm going to make sure that my camera actually looks right. So I wanted to show you my cat. Cool, we'll get into acquisitions and then we'll get into some live talk afterwards. I'm just going to have some water. Got this massive water bottle from Kmart. Cool. What do we start with? More Mama Willing, I guess. So I can't show you too much because it's not the time, but I saw that on her Instagram that Sarah was doing a very limited number of mini skein countdown calendars. Now I do already have the cast on calendar for this year here. Already received that, but I couldn't help myself. And so now I have the Watercolor Wonder mini skein countdown. So now I have another advent calendar, which I'm very excited about. And then I've got one more coming from Yeah Yarn, which should hopefully be here this month, I guess. She's sending them out shortly. She was dyeing them last week. I think international ones have already gone out and New Zealand and Australian ones are going out shortly, I believe. So that's exciting. So yeah, I have another advent calendar because I couldn't help myself. I probably don't need more Mama Wooling yarn. I've got so much of Sarah's yarn, it's not even funny. And I'm going to be getting even more yarn. So for Christmas, my mother-in-law asked what I wanted, and I said yarn. So she's like, okay, I don't know what to get you though, and I want to get you something that you like, so you can just go buy it yourself, but I'll give you the money. So I'm going to be getting more yarn over Christmas. And then I just received a shipment from Macy, from Macy Skeins, and if I did talk about this a couple podcast episodes ago, that I was waiting for this to come through, and it arrived. I'm so excited. So we'll go through the stash. So the first one, this is pumpkin spice on her high roller fingering, 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, 435 yards, 100 grams. How beautiful is this? I'm trying to remove my drink bottle. So I've got my yarn here on the table in front of me. Then I've got a sweater quantity of this. This is Winter Pine on, again, high roller, so same base. I'll pick this all up. 4 skeins of this. I'll show you up close. Lovely green, which I'm really looking forward to. I think that'd be a lovely sweater. Then on high roller again, my favourite base of hers. I've knit with this base before. I did last year. No, it was this year. It was this year. I did a sample knit for her on high roller, and it's such a lovely base. And so if I could, I got a high roller. There's 2 bases I got. There's high roller and club. The other 3 are club, and I'll show them to you in a minute. This is Raven's Feather. I've got to say, this is her autumn collection, winter collection. Oh gosh, can't see that. Winter Pine is winter collection. Makes sense. This is her Halloween collection. Arrived after Halloween, but that's fine. Look how pretty. So lovely. And this is on her club fingering base. So this is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 400 yards, 100 meters, and it looks like it's like a high twist on twist sort of yarn, which I really enjoy working with. That's the same. I'm just gonna grab a random mini, or maybe I'll just grab the main skein. It's the same kind of base, similar base to this, but it's got that twist, which I really enjoy working with. This colourway is Flash Darts. This is her classic collection, and look how colourful and pretty this is. This will be such a fun pair of socks. I think this would be like a fantastic like New Year's Eve sock cast on. I'm thinking possibly, because it's so bright and happy, and just, I saw this on the website and I was like, I don't normally go for really bright colours. You'll see with the rest of my colours, I tend to go for more muted or neutrals. Probably more muted. Mutes? What? Muted. But I saw this and I was like, this is just so fun. This is just amazing. Then we have on club again, this is Pumpkin Latte. This is her fall collection. Those speckles. Switch it around. And then last one on club again is Gumdrops. This is her Christmas collection. I love this colour so much. How beautiful is that? So yeah, I'm very excited. I was very happy when I saw those come through. I also got a new laptop because my laptop has been broken for the last 2 months, and we tried to get it fixed, and it was going to be just as expensive as getting a new one. So my new laptop also arrived last week. So very excited. However, there's also some not so fun things that happened in the last week, which just carried on from previous weeks. So I guess we'll get into the chatter section. If you were just here for the knitting, that is all I have for you today. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast, and I hope to see you again next week or the week after, depending on how much progress I make in the next week. If you want to hang around though, feel free to hang around and we'll have a bit of a chat. So, if you watched the last podcast, I'm pretty sure I mentioned something about my health not being great. Can't remember. I think I did. But basically, I've had energy issues where at the moment I probably can't stay awake for longer than about 4 hours, which is really irritating, and makes life stuff incredibly difficult because I end up falling asleep at stupid times when other people would be awake and working or cleaning the house or whatever, doing normal people things, and I can't. I get home from work, I do like half an hour of paperwork, and then I'm like, I need to sleep for 2 hours. So it's really irritating. And then I'm having the issues with, I've always had a stutter, but it's worse now, and I'm not quite forming sentences right, and I'm quite forgetful at the moment. And then, oh yeah, my vision's a bit, yeah. So it's a couple of things with that. So I had some tests done and went and saw a doctor last week because it was a major problem, and I was just kind of over it. First doctor said I was just dehydrated, which is why I bought this, because I'm trying to up my water intake, and it didn't really do much. So we went and got blood tests, and I went to see another doctor. The other doctor said, oh, I don't think we'll see anything in your bloods, but what's going on, I think it has to do with your head injury that you had earlier on in the year, so you need to get in contact with these people and start neurotherapy. So I was like, okay, cool. I mean, not great, but at least I know kind of where I'm going, because I was having issues with headaches as well. And she thinks it could just be, I don't know, something's happened and it's come back, I guess. Come back, is that the right word? Basically, she thinks it's related anyway. And so I was like, okay, so we'll start on that. And then my bloods came back on, I believe it was Monday. My B12 was super low. So I think she said the average, or like, not the average, the range that it should be is between 170 to 800, and mine is 54. So that's why I'm so tired, because I don't have enough B12, and my B12 is so low that supplements basically won't do anything. So I have to get an injection on Tuesday, and I've got to go on a B12 injection regimen, which is not super exciting, but if it's going to help get my energy back, fine. I was talking to one of my friends on Wednesday. She's a nurse, and I was talking to one of my colleagues as well, and they both had B12 injections. My colleague was like, oh, you'll feel great, you'll feel like you had a sugar rush. I was like, okay, cool. And then my nurse friend is don't know if it's appropriate to say, it's funny, she's like, oh, it'll feel like you're high on cocaine. I was like, oh, okay. She's like, not that I've been high on cocaine, but that's how it's been described. And I was like, okay. And I told her that my colleague said about it being high on sugar rush, and she's like, yeah, it's probably the more PC way to say it. So yeah, I might get a random burst of energy on Tuesday after my jab, but apparently also it will really, really hurt. So, well, not like really hurt, but it will sting a lot. So I really hope no children throw a ball at my arm on Tuesday. If you don't know, I work in childcare. So I told one of the kids on Friday that I might come into Kelly Club, which is where I work, on Tuesday afternoon and be as hyper as she is. And she's one of our really hyper kids, and she was like, who knows, we'll see what happens, but at least I have answers and I know what to do now. Still upping my water intake though, just in case, because I did have low blood pressure. So in case that is caused by dehydration, I'm just trying to like up my water a bit. Then hopefully just collectively with all those things that we're working on together, we'll be able to kind of get my life back a little bit. Would be nice. I was talking to one of my friends on Thursday who had a head injury last year. Hers was more severe than mine, and she's still got a lot of symptoms, and we were both ranting just about, I think, about the whole situation, just how much it sucks. So yeah, don't recommend, really don't. I don't think anyone recommends head injuries, but just please be careful. Make sure you wear a helmet. I know you can still get head injuries if you're wearing a helmet, but you're less likely to get a more severe one if you do wear a helmet. Just please be careful. Just be careful in general. Please don't get yourself hurt. See, stuff happens, but try and keep yourself safe if you can. But yeah, I think that's it. Getting pins and needles in my leg. Keep getting pins and needles, especially on my left side, ever since that happened, so that's really irritating. But then that could also be the B12. Because I don't know how long that's been going on for. Anyway, we're on the up, I think. Pretty sure anyway. Pretty sure we're on the up. But I have knitting to look forward to. I also got really excited because this is unrelated, but just before this I was watching Kay, the Crazy Sock Lady, say this podcast, and she announced her winners for the giveaway, and my name popped up. And I never win. I never win. Yeah, so I was really excited. So I'm in a good mood because of that. Also, I cleaned my house, so I had a random burst of energy to clean my house, which made me feel good, and now I'm really tired. So I'm probably going to sit and knit for a bit, maybe have a hot drink. And yeah, start to wind down because we're at 4 o'clock in the afternoon now, so things are starting to wind down, start to get ready for the week. So yeah, anyway, I've got to go. I've got to sort out something work related as well, so I'll deal with that. Thank you for joining me this week. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.